girls. Um, I have given you this PowerPoint just to understand more about the differences between defining and non-defining relative clauses, because some of you will find it so confusing to differentiate between the two. Sorry. And then you have to know what are the difference. For the difference, here uh, we are comparing between the two. In defining relative clauses, there are no commas, and of course you can use that instead of who and which, and it gives essential information. And because of that, you cannot omit the information after the relative clause. Here, in non-defining relative clauses, there are commas to separate between the clauses or the sentences, and then you have not to use that at all. You cannot use that in non-defining relative clauses. We are going to use only who, which, where, when, and whose. And of course, in non-defining relative clauses, it gives extra information. It means that you can omit this information if you want. Then, these are some examples. The examples as follows here. This is the man who, or that, or you can omit both of them, I told you about. You can say, this is the man I told you about, and this is the man who I told you about, and this is the man that I told you about. All of them are correct. And you can, of course, omit who and that in this case, because after that you have a subject, you don't have a verb. And the second one, the man who wore a deep red shirt was a pilot. This is non-defining relative clauses, okay? This is an example of non-defining relative. The third one, the city where I was born is beautiful. This is defining. And the writer whose new book is number one is really good. Of course, you can, it makes sense to say the writer is really good. The writer is really good. In this case, yes, that his new book is number one. This is extra information, give you extra meaning. Okay, so because of this, we say that this is non-defining relative clause. Now we will come to this drink, which is really healthy, is my favorite drink. Again, it's non-defining relative clauses, and of course you can omit the information after which. You can say, it makes sense to say this drink is my favorite drink. Okay, it makes sense. Now we will come to the last one, or the last example in this list. The hotel where we stayed in the summer was expensive. No commas. Okay, give you essential information, important information. In this case, you can say that this one is defining relative clause. Okay, now we will come to the relative pronouns that you are going to use it with the clauses. Who for people, which for things, where for places, when for times, whose for positions. يعني الملكية that can, okay, this is a note, that can all be used in defining relative clauses instead of who or which, but that you cannot use it in non-defining relative clause. Pay attention to this point. Okay, now these are some examples, and I'm going to do the answers with you, but you have to do it yourself when you see the PowerPoint alone. The new school, what is it? Has a pool opened last week. The new school, and then opened last week. It means the new school opened last week. Okay, you can say here, since you are, yes, using school, what you are going to say? The new school. Okay, yes. I'm going to wait for you to write the answers, in a sticky note or in your notebook, or please submit the answers and tell me what could happen, or what you are going to write, sorry, after the new school. You are going to say, what is it? My cousin, what is it? Museum, what is it? You are going to ask yourself if it is a time, place, things, what could happen after that, or what you are going to use after that. Is it position or something give you extra meaning? Please think about these and submit the answers. Thank you very much, girls.